solely on action. The plot this episode is very simple in that the Joker goes around on a trash boat laced with his laughing chemicals to cause trouble in Gotham City. Batman goes to stop him, fails the first time, and foils the Joker's scheme on the second attempt. And that's pretty much it. I felt that this was more acceptable in On Leather Wings, where it felt more like the focus on imagery was meant to introduce the audience to the dark world Batman inhabits and to get us sucked into it. Most of this episode seems to take place during the daytime, and mostly in one location, that being the trash boat. With that, the atmosphere of the episode is not as dark or gothic as the show usually is. The last laugh takes place on April Fool's Day, which leads to some good voice acting with Bruce and Alfred. Now, Ephraim Zimbalist Jr. is voicing Alfred, which is awesome, so I don't have to bring that up anymore. Of course, Bruce doesn't have much of a sense of humor, so Alfred plays a good joke on him by saying that he drew Bruce a bath. Alfred is stone-faced and he pulls out a drawing of a bath. He's like, "I said I drew you a bath, sir. April Fools." I'm not sure this is entirely true to the character, but at the end, after stopping the Joker, Batman seems to have lightened up a bit. Alfred has been exposed to the laughing gas and he wrecked the mansion a bit. At the end, Alfred is depressed for having destroyed a Ming vase, and Bruce tells him he'll take it out of his salary for the next few years. Alfred looks even more depressed, and Bruce re-enters the room and he says, "Alfred, April Fools." It is nice to see that, like most of the time, the relationship between Batman and Alfred is good-humored. Since the villain here is the Joker, and the location is a trash boat, there are a bunch of trash jokes, and most of them are pretty good, actually. My favorite being when Batman arrives and the Joker says, "Well, look who's come to trash the place." The Joker is like practically all of his episodes, lots of fun to watch, helped by Mark Hamill's excellent voice acting. He has lots of very amusing lines like, "When the going gets tough, the tough go shopping." Going back to watch the episode, one of the more interesting details is when Summer Gleason says that the stock market will crash because of the corporate CEOs have been reduced to laughing maniacs, of course because of the Joker scheme. Joker has 3 henchmen this time around, and 2 of them are just standard henchmen, but the third one is a powerful robot called Captain Clown. And Batman fighting Captain Clown leads to some pretty cool fight sequences, but when Batman destroys him, Joker has one of his best moments in the episode when he says, "You killed Captain Clown." You killed Captain Clown! The other great Joker moment is his introduction, which seems like if you wanted to introduce Joker in any way at all, that would be the perfect way, with him getting ready for the day while listening to laughter on the radio. Like I said before, the action is what makes this episode, and what helps is that this episode looks good. The drawing on the characters is great, which makes for some pretty cool screenshots, like when Batman swings through fire or when he is in his gargoyle pose on a mountain of trash. When Batman is put inside a small container with stab holes, courtesy of the Joker, and he gets dumped, get it? Dumped. Anyway, he gets dumped overboard, we get a good sequence where the container is filling up and Batman needs to get out before he drowns. That reminds me that we also get an introduction of the Batboat, or sub, or whatever you want to call it. I always thought that it looked cool, and thinking about it, I think I like all of Batman's vehicles, from the Batcycle to the Batplane. I think they all look great in this series. This episode does not look better than On Leather Wings, but reasonably close to that level. The characters don't move with that same life, but the drawing of the characters is very good, like I said before this episode. Overall, this is a very fun episode that is worth watching, but it will probably be low on the repeat viewings. In terms of rating, a 2.5 would be average, like an average score for an episode, so I will rate The Last Laugh a 3 out of 5. This is a nice, breezy episode to watch through, but there's not much more to it than that. So that's what I have to say about The Last Laugh. In the last review, on the review of Nothing to Fear, I goofed on what the next review would be. I said it was Pretty Poison, but I was only 1 episode off because the next episode in this review series is in fact Pretty Poison. Thanks for watching, and I hope you'll stay tuned in for next week.